Good morning. In today's Redigging the World session, I want to talk to you about the spiritual discipline of fasting. Yes, fasting. It's not as uncommon as it once was. Nowadays, all sorts of people are fasting for various health and other reasons. For example, you do the 5-2 fast, where you have 2 days of very limited diet and then eat what you want for the other 5 days. But that's not quite the same thing as the Christian discipline of fasting. In Christian fasting, what you're doing is you're denying yourself something which you normally rely on in order to focus on God. And when the hunger pangs hit, you just renew your focus on the Lord. So let's have a think about the kind of things you can do for fasting. Giving up food is an obvious one, but people give up other things as well. They might perhaps give up drinking coffee or tea or alcohol for a period. Or they might give up certain types of food. Or they don't want to trivialise it. Don't just say you're fasting by giving up crisps or chocolate unless you're really addicted to those things. People might give up, in this day and age, something like social media because that puts such a demand on our time and attention. So perhaps it's time to have a day where you say, you know what, my phone is just being switched off. I'm not logging onto my computer. I'll read a good old-fashioned paper copy of the Bible and I'll turn myself to pray to God. But whatever you do, don't imagine that fasting is a way of twisting God's arm to do what you want him to do. No, instead, fasting is a way of humbling yourself that you do what God wants you to do. Have a think about what would work for you. What's going to be a suitable time and place? It's sensible to pick a time when there aren't lots of other demands on you. So if you've got a busy job or other situation where all sorts of people are relying on you to be on top form, perhaps that's not the ideal time to be launching into a big fast. Perhaps there's a time where you just got a day to yourself, and that might be an ideal opportunity because this is something which is largely done in private. Have a think, have a pray about it, and perhaps seek counsel from a friend as well. But when you decide when and how you're going to fast, then sit down and do it. You will experience some kind of pain, some kind of longing for what it is you've given up. If you don't, you probably picked something which was too easy for fasting. But press through, keep on going. I'm not an expert in fasting. I found that when I've fasted from food, the first day can be quite hard. The second day can seem even harder. And then you pass a sort of barrier where actually it gets easy. And I have had fasts where I've got to the end of the period I set aside and thought, oh, I could keep on going. I haven't in those times. But I've just felt, yeah, this could become easier. And perhaps with something like the social media fast I mentioned earlier, that could be a good thing just to break your addiction to that. That could be one of the benefits. But above all, the benefit is that you're turning towards God. Fasting is a way of deepening your relationship with our Father in heaven. And that's what it's about as a spiritual discipline. So as you're looking for a way to deepen your spiritual life, try fasting.